Greetings, everyone. Greetings, everyone. Welcome, welcome to another episode of F Your Feelings Friday. Y'all probably thought I wasn't going to come on here, huh? You probably thought you weren't going to hear from me while I'm here, okay? Despite me getting in late, y'all, we had a torrential downpour earlier. So that caused a delay. And then I had to go get something to eat because ich war I was hungry. Okay, let's just say that I was hungry, y'all. So I had to go get myself something to eat, y'all. That's what went on with me. Okay. Oh, let me see if I can change this. Oh, I can't. In the middle of my live stream. That's okay. It's all good. Anyway, guys, I'm going to send this out to everybody so people can see that I am live streaming. All right. And I hope everybody has had a wonderful weekend. Oh, what am I talking about? A wonderful week. I said weekend. I hope everybody has had a wonderful week, y'all. A lot has been happening out here on the roadways. I hope everyone has been careful, y'all. Um, it's just been a lot going on with people driving erratically out on the highways. So that's been going on. So just be careful out there, y'all. Okay. My mother and my sister, they're still on my other phone. And they don't even know I'm live right now, y'all. That's the crazy thing, right? So I might have to I'm just going to put the phone over here, put it on mute. Anyway, let's get to it. For those of you who are new to the channel, I want to say this is the channel of substance. Okay, the channel of substance, y'all. So I talk about topics sometimes that is difficult for other people to talk about because, people be hypersensitive and they don't like to hear the truth in a lot of things. Excuse me. So, with that being said, I might be for some of you, I might not be for some of you, but it's all good. I'm not here for everybody. Okay. I'm here for myself. I'm here to speak on things that I feel passionately about. And unfortunately, that is not always, the best thing that people want to hear. Okay. So we just have to be cognizant of that in this world. All right, guys, we're going to be touching on a couple of things. I'm just trying to get the videos coming up. Let's get these videos coming up. So, what I will be doing is reviewing a few of the videos that I was watching earlier today. I was listening in on some of these videos, and I think this is very prevalent, especially if you are a melanated individual. You'll be able to relate because people got to talk about it, even though I know people don't want to talk about these things. I feel like it's very prevalent. And if somebody doesn't touch on it, it's going to be a problem and it's going to continue to grow and get further out of control. Okay. Hence the title that you see on the screen, Black Card Revoked. Okay. Because some people feel like if you don't keep it hood or real enough, then you're not considered what's called black. Right. And you all know I always tell you I don't subscribe to that terminology because I don't consider myself what they call black. All right. That is basically, what would I say? That is a title that was given to us that I don't subscribe to or acquiesce to. All right. So let that be known. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. I had to hook something up just now. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights and light a candle. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the video camera. Okay, I'm going to turn my camera on so you can see me. Here I am, y'all. Here I am. Okay. Y'all, I have had a very extremely long day today. Like, it's no joke. It's really not a game out here, y'all. Um, being out and about like this is not a game. Okay. Yet and still I rise. Okay. Still I rise. Shout out to the poet. I can't even think of her name. All right, y'all. But nice to see some people in this building. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, without any further ado, we're going to do a few channel reviews and we're going to talk about these topics because they're very prevalent in the melanated community, right? Now, we all know that there are certain people that are going to get hypersensitive when we start telling the truth around here. But that cannot take away the fact that we need to talk about this stuff and address it because it's very important. All right. So let's get into it. Oh, by the way, I want to give a special shout out to Pocket Watching with JT. So y'all know we covered the DJ Envy and Caesar Pena situation yesterday. Well, Pocket Watching with JT went live today talking about Caesar Pena and DJ Envy on Earn Your Leisure. I don't think he's still live. I think he just ended his live stream, and I wanted to actually review that, but maybe some other time. For now, we're going to get into these other channels that I have pulled up, okay? So, excuse me while I get this all situated. Okay, hold on one second, y'all. I don't even know where to start. It's just so interesting. Okay. Two. Okay. Teams. Okay, let's. All right. All right. All right. All right. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, y'all. Yeah, I don't know what y'all are talking about in the chat section at all. Okay. But if it doesn't make sense, guess what's about to happen? Okay. What's good, Zakar? All right. I'm bringing it up now, Zakar. I had it on a different browser, but here we go. All right, so this is Pocket Watching with JT's channel. That's not what I wanted to show. Hold on one second. All right, I got it here. Hold on. Share. Okay. I'll tell you what. Let me just do it the easier way. Let me just. I'm just going to copy everything. What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? Glad to see y'all in the building. I'm just trying to share my screen. I got it in a different browser, so that's the drawback. But that's okay. I'm just gonna copy it and put it in this browser, so I have everything in the same browser. Okay, there we go. So we shouldn't have any issues. So that's one video. Okay, let's skip that. And then let's find the second video, copy this, and we're going to paste it over here. All right, that's the second one, and the third video is coming up too. So let's go here, copy this. All right, and then put it in here. So I got to see where I want to start first, guys, because it's all very important and very informative, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and let the games begin. All right, guys. Okay, Bobby. All right, here we go, y'all. Like I said, a lot of people they're not gonna be very comfortable with this, but we got to talk about it, okay? So let's go ahead and share. All right, I'm going to make this bigger so y'all can hear it.
Black people think that living like that is normal.
We're going to talk about the fact of melanated people living in debauchery, living in pure havoc, okay? Not knowing how to live, living as if they're uncivilized, living like savages, guys. And I hate to say it this way because, like I said, people get very hypersensitive when you start saying stuff like this and you start talking about the truth. But someone has got to tell the truth, right? And someone has got to address these situations. And I'm glad to see that other channel holders and other content creators are actually talking about some of these things that I have been speaking about for a number of years now. All right, so let's get into it, guys. All right, now, if you don't know this channel holder's name, I'm going to give it to you in just a second.
Black people jumping over cars, taking over
Okay, his name is Amir. I really like his content. Y'all make sure you check him out. His name is Amir.
the neighborhood pools and ultimately acting so ghetto that it's forcing black people to move away from other black people in droves. And that's exactly what this video will be about today. And let it be known.
All right, so let's get into this whole thing about melanated people moving away from other melanated people. Guys, I have always seen the problem, okay, with melanated people living like they're uncivilized, living like they don't know how to live in a community. All right, it's not all. So don't be a hit dog hollering in the comment section. If this is not you, then it doesn't apply. Let it fly because you know how people are. But there are a vast majority, a great majority of these individuals that do not need to be integrating right with general population. They really need to be somewhere else on a different part of the world where they can congregate amongst themselves instead of integrating and making society worse for the rest of the people that want to live here in peace and harmony, right? These are the people that we're talking
You're
about.
not racist or bigoted for having some opinions that'll be shared in this video, because a lot of these opinions are coming from who? A black man and other black creators out there. So if you like this type of honest and real commentary, be sure to subscribe. Let's dive right into this video and see what the hell's going on.
And y'all know I've been talking about leaving the East Coast, which I did, and now I'm over here on the West Coast. And I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. There are hardly no black people over here. There's only two black people in my whole development, and I've only seen one black person, and that he works at Publix. I'm in a 99% white town, white community, and it's quiet, it's clean, it's peaceful, ain't no damn interruptions, disturbances, or discrepancies. Why in the hell can't we be like that in the black damn neighborhood?
Why? Why is it that? And I'm not going to say it's all black neighborhoods, but it's a good chunk of them. I'm not saying there aren't well established black neighborhoods that act right. I'm not saying that.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second, guys. You said it's the truth and need to be said. Thank you, Zakar, Bobby. Thank you, Zakar. Somebody got to say something. Yes. And like I said, I talk about these topics here on Brown Girls Are Beautiful's channel. I don't just talk about one group of people. I talk about everybody because it's a multifaceted channel, right? But I noticed one thing in particular is like when melanated people say something about other melanated people and trying to hold them accountable, they get attacked for it. Melanated people, I'm just going to be honest, y'all, they don't like to take accountability in in general. I'm not saying it's every person, okay, that's melanated. I'm saying this is something that I've noticed, and they're very delusional. A lot of times they're in delusion, and a lot of times these are females that are living like this in delusion in their heads. You can't tell them the truth because when you tell them the truth, they get very sensitive, they're hypersensitive, they get attitudes for whatever reason. I don't know. Like when we talk about their poor communication skills, when we talk about their lack of respect for themselves and for others, when we talk about their bad attitudes out in society and in public, how it's embarrassing to the rest of us because we don't want to get stereotyped and categorized in this scenario. They don't understand how they present themselves, unfortunately, is a representation of all of us when that should not be the case, right? So, in order to try to mitigate these situations, people are now speaking out about it because they are tired of it. And I can't blame them because we all have to live in this world together. We all have to live in this society together. And it's not right that there's a certain percentage or a certain group of people that make living in these communities difficult for the rest of us. Y'all, and I've experienced this stuff at an extremely young age. I didn't know people lived like savages, y'all. But I'm telling you, the mentality of these people, it's 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 unexplainable. So let's continue to go and listen to this video.
At all. But majority of the time, when black folk get together, it's rowdy, it's loud, it's crime ridden, and it's just ghetto. It is, and it's sad that that's the case. I feel like it doesn't have to be, but it is. And you have black people moving away and being like, "Damn, I'm away from black people," and it's silent. People got decorum. No one's being loud. It's not ratchet or ghetto. It's like, at what point are we gonna be real and call it for what it is? At what point are we gonna actively acknowledge and say, hey, we all for rooting and tooting for black people, black owned businesses, Black Lives Matter, but our own communities, we act like they don't matter. They're run down, crime ridden, drug
Mhm.
ridden. And it's like, I get some of that can be systemic, but at what point in 2026 can we not fix it ourselves? At what
It can be done, but what I've also noticed is that a lot of melanated people don't have respect for themselves. And if they don't even respect themselves, how can you expect them to respect anyone else outside of themselves? They don't respect where they live. Even I will say this, even you don't have to live in the most affluent neighborhoods. You don't have to live in $1 million house, $500,000 house. Wherever you live, you should take pride in where you live and at least try to make it look as nice as possible within the realm of your possibilities. Like if you can just, like I talk about the fact that in our neighborhood we have an HOA. And if you continue to let your grass get out of control or your premises to look toe up, they're going to fine you. And I cannot blame people sometimes for having this type of situation going on because you don't want your neighborhood looking run down because someone else does not care about the aesthetics or the appeal of the neighborhood. When one house starts to look bad, it makes the rest of the street look bad. And I know people work. People might have health conditions, people have ailments, people are busy. And maybe some people don't have the money to put into making the premises look the way they want to, but at least take some effort, y'all. Take some effort into maintaining the yard. I can't talk right now because my yard is looking a little out of control because we've been having rain, a lot of rain. I've been extremely busy, so I haven't been here to work on the yard, but trust me and believe, when I get the time and I have the energy, I'm going to be out there tending to the yard because that to me is a reflection of me. I feel like where you live and how you upkeep your premises is a reflection of you. The same energy people put into their cars, y'all, people value their cars a lot. A lot of times, people put more energy into washing their cars than they do in taking care of where they live. Not saying all, but there are many people that do that. There are a lot of people that put a lot of money into how they dress, the aesthetics, the outer appearance, but they don't think about what they're putting into their body. They're out smoking weed every day. They're drinking all the time. They're not making the best food choices and food decisions. They'll go and get Michelinas, which is like what, $1. Um, that it can't be any good. Now, it's one thing if that's all you can afford. And then there's a lot of people eating McDonald's. That's another thing. I feel that, your inside reflects your outside and your outside reflects your inside. When you're a nasty person, it will reflect on the outside. And if you have a bad attitude, nasty energy, it reflects on the outside. Even like your premises will start to look like the energy that is confined within that space and that house. So let's continue with the video, y'all.
point can we not band together and say, you know what, we're gonna change for the better? Because it's not like the Asian community ain't had it bad, the Jewish community ain't had it bad, Mexicans ain't had it bad, but for some reason, black folk, we just slavery without getting up and doing something for ourselves.
It's a damn shame we have to move to the other side of the world just to get and be and live the way life was meant to damn be.
Okay, so apparently, and I agree with this. So we already know that there's certain neighborhoods that has a certain demographic that you just don't want to be around. You don't want the experience, you don't want the problems that come with it. So you might have to pay a little bit of extra money to be somewhere where you can have a peace of mind. And I wholeheartedly believe that it is worth paying the extra money. A lot of times people get comfortable living in certain areas because they don't have to pay as much, but you don't have a peace of mind when you walk outside. You have people that are committing all types of crimes. If and especially if you have children or you have a family, and you don't even have to have a family, just for yourself, just for your safety. Females, you definitely want to live, and feel safe wherever you're living. Now I know there's some people that might can't afford certain neighborhoods, and like we all can't live in the most affluent neighborhoods. I get that. But that's why I said it starts at home. Parenting starts at home. Taking pride in yourself starts at home. Hygiene starts at home. If you're not brought up properly with some respect, some dignity, some integrity, it's going to reflect when you get older and you go out here in the world and you start influencing other people, or you influenced by other people that don't have standards, y'all. And I'm sorry, but this needs to be talked about more. And I don't see a lot of people talking about it. So I'm so glad that I found a few content creators, a female and a male, both melanated. I'm going to play her video in a second, that are talking and speaking about this. You said, Zakar, accountability is the obligation or willingness to accept responsibility. Yep, for one's actions, decisions, and outcomes. I agree. You said you're in an upper middle class neighborhood and it's quiet. I become alert with the teenagers that invite friends from the poor surrounding communities. I currently have crabgrass killing my tall fescue. The same thing is happening to me as well, Bobby. So that can happen, but we're just, like I said, we got to try, right? So is if you try and put your energy and effort into it, you will see results in your yard. And that goes with a lot of things in life. Some of these people are not trying to live better. Some of these people are not trying to do better, is my point.
And that's sad. And I've never lived around white people before. And I got to actually say, it's very pleasurable.
I mean, I like to live in a diverse community. I have lived, well, not let me say lived around all white people. I have gone to an all Caucasian school before, and I did not feel comfortable. I have been around a majority melanated neighborhood, and that was horrific. It was traumatizing. I am traumatized till this day. Melanated people have done this to me. Melanated, ignorant people will traumatize you, especially when you don't come from that type of environment. They look at you as a sheep and like they are the prey. It's almost like you're in a lion's den and they want to devour you. It's like they can smell fresh meat and they're looking to just destroy you. Your energy is not the same, your aura is not the same, you're special, you just you have a whole different energy about you. And it's really sad that you get a lot of melanated children get antagonized, just for simple things that should be normal in life, like having both parents, growing up with both parents in the household. Some people don't like that, okay? Because you have your same biological father and your same biological mother, and you grew up in a family setting together in a household. People frown upon that in the melanated community, and this is so backwards, and I don't understand why that is a problem when every other community can have this, and it's looked upon as respectable and it's okay. And then they expect you to, I guess, come from the baby mama baby daddy culture, because this is something that they within the last 20 years have normalized, and that should be abnormal. That shouldn't even be normalized. So this is a reason why people will hate you. Your own family members and relatives will hate you for stuff like that, things that are outside of your control. If you grew up in like a suburban area, didn't even have to be upper class, y'all, you will be hated and attacked for that. Like I said, real hair, and you can see this is all my hair, you will get attacked for that. If you are considered nice looking, which people have told me they think I look nice, thank you, by the way. I get compliments all the time, y'all. You will get attacked and hated for that. Okay. Having good grades in school, making the honor, I mean, having a car, just achieving things in life, you will be attacked. This is the mindset of these hoodlums. But let's continue on, guys.
Pleasurable, nice, quiet. It's like, why do you think all the black folk that get a little bit of money and coin, they move away? It's not because they're racist.
Oh, and also too, if they perceive you as having money or if they perceive you as having more than they do, you will be attacked for that and hated.
It's because literally the neighborhood's so bad. Why would anyone want to live there optionally? Why would anyone want to pour money into these communities, which I do think money should be poured into these communities and revitalize them and help them out, but that also comes with a social and moral responsibility to upkeep that, to act right. We can't just pump money in somewhere and expect people to know how to act, know how to move in a neighborhood. No, it's more of a cultural thing that we need to address, because it is sad that you have black people out here having to move away from black communities just to get some peace and quiet. That's sad, but we also know that protecting your peace doesn't mean just physically, because it doesn't matter how safe your community is. If someone can just search your name online and get your siblings, your relatives, your address, your number, your social security, you're screwed. However, thanks to today's sponsor, or we ain't got to worry about that, because I know both you and I.
Okay, so he has a little sponsorship going on. I'm not mad at him. All right, check out Aura, y'all. It says when you make it.
If you're running your own.
All right, so she said when you make it out the hood, y'all. I would say stay out of it. You know, people in these rap lyrics and this rap music, one thing that they are not doing is they're not promoting the fact that their children go to private schools. Biggie's daughter went to private school. A lot of these rappers, their children go to private school. Look at the way T.I.'s children have come up, embedded in money. This is why King keeps getting in trouble and keeps getting arrested, because he lives a privileged life. But in the rap lyrics, that's not what they're promoting. They're not promoting that in these songs. It's okay for them to negatively influence the youth of the melanated community, so as long as their children are not the ones impacted by it. So a lot of these so-called celebrities that y'all like to idol worship, they do nothing for the community. They are looking out for themselves and lining their pockets. They're very selfish, narcissistic individuals. And that's why I don't idol worship any of them, not one of them. I don't care about making them richer, going to see their concerts, because what are they doing to help make this community better? And you can talk about handing out turkeys on Thanksgiving. That's one day out of the freaking year. A lot of the things that they probably do with those turkeys, it doesn't amount to much in comparison to what they could be doing, y'all.
Go back.
And I have lived in the hood. I have lived somewhere where there's them little triangles from gunshots in my yard.
That's a shame.
I've been in the hood. I've been in the ghetto. It was a very short stunt. It was a very short period of time, but I was enough for me. It was enough for me, and I will never go back. I'll never be back homeless, couch surfing, none of that. Not for me, because once you get out the hood, there's just no going back.
Pay me to go back to the hood. Like, I would do everything in my power to grind, just to make sure I don't go back to the hood, because living somewhere else, especially living in the suburbs, and you just see how different the communities are.
Y'all, and let's get this straight. Every melanated person did not come from the hood. Okay. So that is a misconception as well. I'm so sick of that narrative. Every rap song, I made it from the hood. We lived in the ghetto, straight from the projects. Stop with that narrative, because not all melanated people come from that. You have melanated people living in rural areas, living in the country. A lot of my family come from the country, y'all. They had acres and acres of land. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we all come from the hood, the ghetto, the projects. That's inaccurate. And people need to stop portraying this narrative. It's very aggravating. So let's keep going. For the people that did, have to live in that type of environment, they should want to get out. They should want to leave, right? But what this music industry has done, what the entertainment industry has done. And I don't know why people look up to this type of nonsense, but they have made it glorified. They have glorified living in the slums. Who wants to live like that, y'all? Where you feel unsafe, where it's crime ridden, where you have people dying all around you, people not making it to their mid 20s, mid 30s. There is nothing exciting about your life being cut short. There is nothing exciting about living in grief, crying tears, mothers losing their children, especially their sons, to gun violence. Nothing is glorified about that. But this is what has been pushed into the media, and this is what's seen as cool. It's nothing cool about that, y'all. Not being able to live your life how you're supposed to live it. This is not why we were created and put on this earth, to be taken off the earth sooner than what we're supposed to leave here. Because what? People want to keep it real and live in the hood. This is nonsense, complete and utter nonsense.
Our self-hating black people, Uncle Tom's Coons, none of that. It's just, we're talking for what it is. The hood is the hood. It's ghetto, it's nasty, it's trashy, and it doesn't have to be that way. But because it is, you got...
Speaking, okay, so let me say this. Everybody that lives there does not necessarily mean that they're nasty and trashy, right? Nasty and trashy can be a mindset. It can be the way you carry yourself. It could be the way that you communicate. It could be your attitude. Your attitude could be trashy and nasty. There are a lot of, like I have already told y'all, melanated females with the nastiest attitudes, right? And sometimes they look nice. Sometimes they look very nice, but their attitudes are trash. And to me, once your attitude is trash, you're no longer attractive, male or female. And that's just how I feel about that. Let me get into something that I witnessed a few weeks ago, y'all. I was at the gas station getting gas. And let me tell you, there are people that don't care about the environment in which they dwell, in which they live at all. So I'm getting gas and I'm about to leave. I see this female driving the car. She rolls the window down. She takes a whole, those real big cups, like the big gulp cups, like you get from the gas station. They're like the super large cups. She takes the plastic cup, tosses it out the window, and just drives through the parking lot instead of getting out of the car and putting it in the trash. It only would have taken her a few seconds to do that. She just tossed it out the window. And this is what I'm saying. This is why, like he was saying, these areas look trashy, because these people are a reflection of their environment. They are trashy on the inside, so they trash the environment in which they live. They don't care. They don't care about polluting and loitering. And that's another thing. I am sick and tired of going into the store and melanated people, usually these are guys, are panhandling. Y'all, I went to the Dollar Tree one day. This was some weeks ago. There were a group of these younger individuals standing outside of the Dollar Tree asking and pandering for money. Ridiculous. Then I went to the grocery store the other day. So I'm walking into the grocery store. I hear somebody say, "Excuse me, ma'am." I turn around. He's further down like the sidewalk in this little like in the little shopping area. So obviously you were watching me get out of my car. You were already scoping the parking lot and you're trying to pick your next target. When he said, "Excuse me, ma'am," I glanced over, kept going like I didn't even see him, because I already know what's coming next. Don't ask me for money. You are a grown, able-bodied male. You're supposed to be a provider and a protector. You're out here asking females for money. Shame on y'all. Shame on the men and males that are at gas stations asking females for dollars, asking females for money. Because the same way this female probably just got off from her job, might be on her lunch break, she might have to go to a second job. She's doing what she needs to do. You're waiting for her to pull up. You're waiting to see if she looks approachable. Does she look like the type that you can get something from, just so you can get some money? This is sad and utterly ridiculous, and I'm sick of it. It needs to stop. Panhandlers all over the place. Y'all, it's just they have no shame at this point. They really have no shame. Go create a job. Go create a job. Your job is not to panhandle, y'all. And there's no excuse for the nonsense.
Got black people moving away from the hood and never wanting to go back. And it's crazy because it's our own people, our own communities. But again, we don't even know how to act right. We hip and hollering, crime.
Y'all, for real, I try to stay away from frequenting certain areas, certain gas stations, certain stores if they're in certain areas. I'm just going to be honest because the experience is different depending on where you go at certain sides of town. It is different.
About every other race, America bad, but never want to look internally at our own community, see what the hell we got going on. Never.
Like, it's just depressing to even be in. And once you elevated in life, once you got up out,
get away from it and don't go back. Don't, I mean, and forget people talking about, oh, you think you better. You think you this, you think you that. You should want to elevate in life. Why would you want, if you could, anybody would do that. If you're able to do better, then get better, right? Don't listen to the people that want to stay stagnant and stuck, because that's all they're ever going to be, is stagnant and stuck. And they want to look at you and try to and ridicule you and make you feel, bad because they don't want to elevate in life. We don't have time for it. Life is too short, and you deserve to have a good experience in life. Forget these people.
Broke down Tonka truck minded make me feel bad for wanting to live better.
Come on.
You think I'm gonna let you goddamn foot draggers,
knuckle draggers,
goddamn underbrain develop make me feel bad for wanting to have people
run up? This is a moment. That's Jamal.
Okay, y'all, she looked like she got a pool out there.
If you want to keep your saggy pant bunny wearing asses in the hood,
come on,
acting like a bunch of mindless buffoons, and keep your ass there, because the world that live like this want y'all to stay over there.
Want you to stay over there. And quit wearing the damn bonnets outside everywhere. Why? Look good. There's no way you go out there and you can have that positive of an attitude. You look a mess, your attitude's going to be a mess.
So don't with me because I want that little boy back there under the water having a good time, happy. Are you nuts?
She don't want that little boy around no gunshots.
Man.
She don't want that little boy around no gang neighborhoods with a bad friends, acting a fool. No. No one should want that for their child.
And that's the problem, because a lot of black people think that living like that is normal. I'm here to tell you, the ghettos are not normal. Living like that is not normal.
It's not.
It's not supposed. They have normalized this nonsense, right? And it should be abnormal, but this is what they have normalized. And then it's like, oh, you can't keep it real if you're not from the hood. If you can't come near my hood, get from around here. If you ain't from my hood, shout out to Project Pat and 3-6 Mafia. But you know what I'm saying? People always want to talk about you ain't real if you can't live in the hood, if you ain't in the ghetto, if you ain't down with my set, my hood, my clique, whatever. Y'all stay far away from it, because it breeds problems. They can tell when you're not from there. And as a matter of fact, you're a target regardless. Whether you are living there or not, you are still a target. Why do you want to go around people with this type of mentality? They don't even have a street code for real. They're talking about, oh yeah, keep it gangster. We got a street code. I was raised in the streets. Anybody that tells you that, stay away from them, y'all, because they'll set you up.
Lets me know you got a mental arrested development and you need help and prayer.
You need help and a prayer. The hood is not normal.
It's not supposed to be normal, y'all. It's not supposed to be normalized, I promise. All right, let's see what she's talking about.
Imagine being able
to leave the hood and never have to go back, right?
Bro, white people can run around their neighborhood because they're not going to get shot in the head.
What?
That's the key identifier for me, especially in Nashville.
Hold on. She said a white man running in Bronzeville only means one thing. Okay. What did the white people... I'm just trying to see what the correlation she's making.
I'm getting gentrified. If I see a white man in his 20s jogging down the street, yup, the community changed it. Because a black man would not.
Oh, they're gentrifying. That's what that means. I see it all the time. I see these areas that they're gentrifying, and you get the Caucasians walking and jogging and riding bikes, and they're not going to bother them. You let a melanated person walk down the street. You better watch yourself. Shake it fast. Watch yourself. Show me what you better be careful because they already know not to mess with that Caucasian. They already know. They know better. They're gonna mess with who? The melanated person. Might try to do something. You can't be near them, y'all. Something is wrong with them mentally. Yeah, they're probably gentrifying the area. If you see a suspect area, you know, it's a little iffy, and you start seeing Caucasians come there, that means that property value is about to go up. That's what that means.
But why would a black man never? Why can't a black man run around in the south side of Chicago?
You already know why he can't run around. Don't even ask that question. South side Chicago? Oh no.
St. Louis, in Detroit, in Louisiana. Because they're gonna get popped in the head for being in the, well, you're on my turf. You're in the wrong community. You're gonna get shot. What are you doing? What sign are you? Oh my gosh, they're like white people running around the neighborhood because it's safe. It doesn't take rocket science to figure this shit out. People like this irritate the hell out of me because it's like you're looking for anything to blame white people on. It's racist because it's clean, there's trees, it's shady, and white people are able to jog around.
I'm not gonna. Is she saying that the neighborhood is racist? I don't understand her point.
And there's not many black people around. First off, we ain't nothing but 13% of the population, so of course there's going to be towns that
well, I beg to differ on that.
Have little to no black people. That just makes sense statistically. But besides that, it's not racism's fault that we don't know how to act right in our own communities.
Yeah, now I agree with that. You cannot put this on racism. There's no racism going on when you got melanated people shooting and killing one another. That's not racism. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody actually wants to talk about those issues. You don't see Jesse Jackson. You didn't hear Jesse Jackson talking about it. You don't see Al Sharpton talking about it. You don't hear Ben Crump talking about it. All these quote unquote political civil rights activists are not speaking about that. Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, they didn't speak about it either, did they? No. Kamala Harris wasn't talking about it.
I can't.
The thing is with me, like, I don't want to be around shit ghetto.
Nothing.
That's just not me. Like, I want to be around peaceful shit. Even my vacations are peaceful. I don't want to be, don't invite me to no ratchet shit with ghetto. Loud as hell, fighting, guns. I don't want to be around none of that.
And it's unfortunate that ghetto, low key, is synonymous with black people.
He laughing. It is embarrassing, y'all.
It is. It's synonymous with black culture. It is. There's just a humongous chunk of black folk that's just ghetto ratchet and no one wants to be a part of that. Are there successful black people? Yes, love them down. Are there black people who know how to act right? Yes, love them down. But what I'm doing as a black person in America is from within calling out the bad behavior to like, I guess self-PR, so to say. It's like say, hey, there's people too that are being critiqueful of the black community. So
okay, I'm not going to play his entire video. I'm going to stop it here and let me see if I can get you his entire channel name, because I know the first name is Amir, Amir. But if you put this title in, you should be able to find his channel. Consider subscribing to him. He touches on a lot of great topics. I like listening to his commentary. All right, now we're going to move along. There's another video that he's talking about, and I want to kind of touch on this video as well, y'all. So I'm going to share my screen once more. Okay, let me see. I'm sorry, I missed out on a lot of your comments just now. You said they should put more energy into the spirit of themselves, but a lot of energy is put into the world and lusts of the flesh, pleasing others, themselves, and trying to uphold a lifestyle that they see. True. Right? Family back then when the cell phone did not exist. Yes, I remember those days, Zakar. It was better. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram destroyed modern family and mindset. Yeah, social media. Technology is destroying us. Rap music is destructive. Rap music is actually weaponized against melanated culture. A lot of our people ain't from the hood. We farm, we work our butts off. A lot of us have the mindset of survival. A lot of us never even thought about being gunned down before 25. I'm telling you, we have so much more to offer. Janique said, "Yep, stay vigilant," says Zakar. Janique says, "Stalking. Mental illness is huge amongst our people." Yeah, it's a lot of mental illness. No, it's not normal at all. What's good, CJ? Glad to see you in the building. We're talking about Black Card Revoked. We're talking about ratchetness, hood mentality. We're talking about the fact that we need to hold melanated people more accountable for basically destroying the community. And we need to hold them accountable, and we need to start talking and speaking out about this, because it's not fair to the rest of us that we have to basically be uncomfortable because of all the ratchetness out here. Say you have a child and you brought your child up with morals, values, integrity, respect, honesty, and it's sometimes these children that are, they have like their lives planned out. They're about to go to college. They're good children, good teenagers. And then all of a sudden they get gunned down by a hood jigger, right? A hood ninja, a ratchet. Why? Because they decided to do a drive-by, and that innocent child or innocent teenager just happened to be in the crossfire, or, similar stuff like that. It goes on all the time. Now it's so bad that you even have young babies are taking bullets, y'all. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's what we're talking about, CJ. You said our people hate each other. They do. You said, I can't believe blacks still agree with these stereotypes. You said white doesn't always mean safe. And we are definitely more than 13%, CJ. You said because they brought and paid for, says the car. Yeah, they are. If you're talking about these quote unquote celebrities, they are all brought and paid for. All right, now let's continue on. His name is Amir, Amir Odom, Odom. Amir Odom. Okay. All right, now I'm going to play the next video, guys. I hope Amir Odom doesn't mind. But I just felt like I wanted to share this because he's definitely touching on some really good topics. So this is the next video. They're talking about the black teen takeovers. All right, and it's happening all over the country.
The community pool, the middle of the road, McDonald's, a regular park, a movie theater, the amusement park, the mall. It's majority black teenagers.
I can tell y'all that I know for a fact that the mall, there are a few malls out here. The highly prestigious mall, they don't have this issue. There's another mall, majority it's melanated, that people frequent there. It was struggling financially. A lot of businesses pulled out from that mall because they kept having shootings. And these shootings were happening in the daytime. It made the news. I saw articles about it before I even moved to this state, and even after, since I've been here. And I did not know that mall had that type of activity going on. And these were melanated people causing these issues, y'all.
You have to be honest and real about this conversation. And that also includes highlighting the bad parenting that is at play, and how we can't just keep saying, oh, it's the kids, it's the kids. It's also the parents too. Because as much as I want to believe,
the lack thereof, they are not parenting. They're just, like I said, baby making. And then they have these individual children growing up to be, so-called adults, and they don't know how to live like they're civilized in society.
Blame the kids for being rowdy and acting insane and just acting ridiculous. We also have to ask, okay, how did they get ridiculous? How did they get rowdy? How are these teenagers growing up with this sense of just, I don't care about anything? How did we get there? That's what we're going to discuss in this video. And let this video be a reminder that you're not alone for thinking the way that you do. So if you like this type of honest and real commentary, they all meet up and then they just act a fool.
Like these and that, but especially this one.
Okay, remember I told you it was a group of them hanging out at the Dollar Tree before you go into the store, panhandling, just asking for money, a group of them. And I told the lady at the register, I said, is your manager here? Do they know this is going on? They need to have security out here. And she said, oh, the manager knows. They're not basically not doing anything about it. I said, this could stop customers from wanting to come here. You don't want to be bombarded by a group of teenagers asking for money outside of the Dollar Tree. She said they don't even come in and ask for an application, but they stand outside of the Dollar Tree. And this is what they do before you go in the store. It's ridiculous. You should not have to be harassed at these shopping places, y'all.
Why are we going across, you guys? And then they post stuff like this on their story. Like, are you serious? Can we make this longer and better than May Plaza?
Okay, so they are basically trying to do takeovers where they show up at a place and then take it over.
But you don't know what an AI.
And y'all know that they like to also be at the gas stations, loitering at the gas stations. And oh, let's not even get into the fact that these are grown adult males, right? Grown adult males hovering and loitering around gas stations all the time. And oh, this is what they like to do. You're out there, you know, you're at the gas pump, you're about to go in the store, here they come. Oh, excuse me, miss, you smoke? What the do I look like? No, I don't smoke. And if I did, why the hell do you think I would buy it from you? Y'all got to be careful out here. The people that's buying this weed, don't y'all know they're lacing that stuff with all types of things? People have really gotten messed up. There was one video I was watching. I should have played it on here. Her mother lost everything. Her mother was in her right mind, had her own place, had her own car, had a job and everything. And I think was going to school, and said that she smoked the stuff. It was some laced weed, and she was never right again. So for the people out here that feels like they got to get high every day, listening to these rap lyrics, I gotta get high, you know, all of this stuff, listening to Wiz Khalifa and 3 6 Mafia and Snoop Dogg telling y'all to get high out of your mind every day. Y'all, it's not cute, okay? It's stuff that they're putting in this stuff to probably mentally discombobulate you and mess up your brains and your health.
They're not listening to parents. They're not listening to teachers. They're not listening to principals. They're not even listening to preachers. And definitely they're not listening to law enforcement.
It's deeper.
And they're not listening to you. Not because they can't hear, but because they don't respect what they see. They see inconsistency. They see fear.
Yeah.
Hypocrites. They see adults who won't stand together.
Well, that's also true.
Mm-hmm. So you just have a lack of parenting going on, bad influences. What else is going on here? Let's see. Okay, let me go back and let's play this part.
I'm not a bigot for saying that. I'm not a self-hating Black person for pointing that out. I'm not a coon or Uncle Tom. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is always young Black kids with the lack of parents acting a fool.
Hey, look, $1,000? They saying the fine?
Should be more than that. It should be more than $1,000. It should be a good fat fine to make sure you know your child better not be out here in these streets acting crazy, because they will get their ass whooped for the fine that you will be getting. I'm talking not 1,000. Do 10 bands. Do a smooth $10,000 fine. Make it hurt. Make it hurt. Garnish the paycheck.
The family may be already, struggling.
Alderman Ray Lopez introducing a new ordinance in the Public Safety Committee today that could hold parents liable for the criminal actions of their children. Example, if a child is involved in a teen takeover and committed a criminal act, their parent or legal guardian could face a $1,000 fine, community service, and court-mandated family and parental counseling.
They have to make it more defined. They have to define the rules a little bit more instead of making it a general concept. They have to really aim it at a certain specific behavior or specific parenting style. Because I'll say this, and Adam is right.
Okay. Let's keep going, y'all.
A lot of these kids have way too much freedom.
That part.
When I was a kid, when I was, a teenager, Yes, I went out. I had fun. But guess what? My folks knew my friends. And they knew they didn't know all of my friends' parents, but they knew some of my friends' parents. They knew where they lived. They knew their names and so forth and so on. And I couldn't just up and leave the house.
No.
Before I left out, they wanted to know where I was going and who I was going to be with. Nowadays, kids just leave the house. You don't know where they're going. You don't know what they're doing.
Oh, I'm going to so-and-so house. I'm going to order an Uber. Okay. And it's crazy. I remember a shift in my mama because like when I was in elementary school and middle school, it was very much like, where are you going, who you're with, I need to meet their parents. It was very much that. High school, I was all over Nashville. I really was. Now I wasn't acting a fool.
Y'all. All right, and now I have one more video that I want to share because I don't want this video to go too long. But this is Miss Carmen JC, okay? Carmen JC. Remember, we looked at one of her videos, I think last week, if I remember correctly.
Defending that guy out in Detroit who killed a woman because they claim that he's grieving can go to hell along with him.
This right here, what you're looking at right now, is the most dangerous in America. Let me ask y'all a question. Is the police doing this?
All right, so just in case, now you see this is Carmelo Anthony's on the screen, but prior to that, this video right here, okay. Oh shoot, it flashed so quickly. There's a teenage boy that just shot 2 women for no reason, and she's going to get into that. She's going to talk about that in just a second.
More than any other race do. You unalive you more than any other race do. You create obstacles for yourself more than any other race do.
He's an exceptional child. And for y'all to be doing him like this, my son don't deserve it. I raised him good. I work hard.
You know what? This is the typical behavior. And this is the stuff that I'm talking about of these melanated, probably single women, females, single mothers out here. She raised her son. She raised him because she's in denial and she's delusional. And apparently she's on breaking news because her son committed a crime.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel.
Yeah, this don't make no sense.
I raised him good. I work hard.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Carmen.
This is why I say women cannot raise boys to be men by themselves, right? She can do her best. And here you have Miss Carmen Jace. So let's let her talk.
And JC, and we're back with another great video. So listen, I had this conversation recently, and someone said within that conversation that the devil is here to kill, steal, and destroy. And my reply back to that was, that sounds like Black people. And obviously, I'm not talking about all Black people. I'm really talking about the nigga subsection of the community. But that's exactly how I would describe them. They kill, steal, and destroy. And this is all created by Black women who want to be baby mamas, who choose to be baby mamas, but no one ever.
Okay, now let me just say this. I'm not going to say all the females out here that are single mothers wanted to be single mothers either, or chose to be single mothers, because there could be circumstances that put them in that situation. But I do think a large majority of these females need to really be careful out here with these potential baby daddy candidates. All right. I think they really need to prepare themselves before they get pregnant, right? Because people do switch up, people do change, people are living in disguise, y'all. That, remember, we talked about this on the other video. They're actors, and sometimes they switch up after they find out you're pregnant, or they switch up after you have the child because they were acting all along.
Everyone wants to talk about what that actually comes with. So today we're going to talk about these kids and what they are doing to society. And specifically, it's a kid who's 15 years old. He's from Detroit, and he randomly shot 2 women for no reason. Okay. No reason at all. He was coming out the store. They were going in, and he just shot them. And I'm going to show you the video on it, and then we're going to talk about it. So let's go ahead and look at this first clip.
You're invited to join Phoenix Energy's.
Wow, that is scary. That is, you can't even go to the store.
Okay, so it was really quick. As you can see, they even held the door for him as they came in. He went out and he just shot them. Now, one of them did die, and the other one is in critical condition, I believe. But it's just, this is demonic, okay? There's no other way to describe this other than demonic. He's like literally skipping, like he's on the yellow brick road off to see the wizard. Okay. And he's carrying this like obituary in his hands, and people are trying to justify this and say, well, you know, he lost his mom recently, as if that justifies murder.
Stop making excuses for these little miscreants. Y'all, I'm really serious. It starts as early as toddlerhood. If y'all don't start instilling values and instilling some type of morality in these children when they're young, they're going to be out of control, KILLERS, when they get that age.
Actually tried to kill 2 people. Okay. It's not even like, I just don't even understand how we have sunken so low within society, especially within the Black community. And we can talk about these white liberal women also. You see them, they're literally defending a murderer who strangled her 3 children. But it's just something more spiritual that's happening that we're not addressing. A lot of people are not addressing this demonic energy that seems to be over the Black community, and Black people seem to be okay with it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about how.
Yeah, they're living in delusion. They don't want to take accountability. They're hypersensitive if you start speaking the truth, because some of it applies to them as well.
Their children are destroying society. I had a few people who came out and did reactions to this, and I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you any of the people that are trying to like excuse it, but I will show you some of these reactions. So let's look at the first one.
What you're looking at right now is the most dangerous in America. Let me ask y'all a question. Is the police doing this? The police doing this to random Black women? Y'all let me know. Is the police?
No, that was just uncalled for no reason. All they did was go in the store. That's all they did. I don't even think they said anything to him.
Doing this to random Black women? If so, show me. Pull up the clip.
Coward.
Pull up the clip.
That's sad.
I want to know. I want to know. The police and white folks are doing this to random.
These YNs, y'all.
Black women, please show me. Because that's what y'all say. Y'all say that when Black folks go outside, we are hunted. They are hunting us. That is what y'all say. Y'all say white folks and the police are hunting us. Okay, so they're hunting us like this?
It's such a valid point, because I keep trying to tell Black people that your biggest issue is amongst each other. It's us amongst each other. It's the bigger issue here. We're acting like we're hunted by white people, but no, only time stuff like this happens, for the most part, is majority when Black people are doing it. It happened with Arena Zaruski. Now you can say the guy is mentally ill. You can say this kid is mentally ill. It does not excuse the behavior. Okay. With Arena Zaruski, he literally just stabbed her for no reason. And this appears to be the same thing that is happening with this situation. But you guys want us to believe that white man bad, not niggas bad. I'm on the team of niggas bad. And obviously you have women who try to justify this behavior and say, oh, well, but his mom died. He had to be going through something. I don't care. I don't care. Everyone goes through things. People are acting like these are like some like wild things that no one else has to deal with. Like as if these people are special in dealing with these things. We all have to deal with it. We all have to.
Yeah, it's no excuse for that type of behavior.
Was also a mother. Now her kids are grieving. This woman was simply minding her business, walking into a gas station. She said nothing to this man. The world is a scary place. The fact that you don't even have to acknowledge a person, you don't even have to exchange any words with a person, and your life can get taken in a matter of 2 seconds. All because someone felt like it. All because someone was having a bad day. I seen some comments where they were saying like, oh, we don't know what she said to him. We need to hear the audio. What can someone say to you within 3 seconds that makes you take their life? You don't even know them. And then to hear that he's only 15, you're 15 making these life-changing choices like this. Listen, I don't care if he's 15. I don't care if y'all saying it's mental illness, mental. Lock his ass up forever. Throw away the key too while you at it.
If you're
You know what I honestly think, y'all? I feel like America takes it too easy on these criminals. And I feel like their punishment should be the same thing that they did to the victims, especially when it's in black and white and on camera, and we can clearly see that this was unprovoked. I feel like if this is what he did to them, that's what should happen to him. And then I guess some of this violence would stop.
Okay, I totally agree with her. Who cares if he's 15? Like, so what are we supposed to do? Like, try to rehabilitate this so he can possibly do it to someone else?
Y'all think that's bad. Guess what? I have an article that I read earlier today. First of all, it's a lot going on out here, y'all. So one man threatened to shoot up 5 schools. 5 schools. He threatened to shoot them up. One school is like 15 minutes from here. The other one is like a highly affluent neighborhood school. It's a high school. One was an elementary school, and I can't remember what the others were. In the article, it said he was going to target Black people, Black staff members, for whatever reason, I don't know. Don't you know he had a court date set? How about it was just released in the news that he has since been released and the court date has been canceled? This is the stuff I'm talking about. Lack of accountability. You've already had somebody to threaten to shoot up 5 schools. Regardless, why are you not holding him accountable for these threats? Like, and if he chooses to act on these threats, who's going to be held liable for letting him free? America is too freaking soft on these criminals, y'all. And like I said, the same thing that they do to the victims, and it's in black and white, and we have surveillance video showing that it's unprovoked. The same thing needs to be done to them. Why do they get to get life in jail? Why did they get to get life in prison? They still get to live. If these people know that their life will get taken the same way they did to someone else, I bet you they stop doing it. If they stab someone to death, well, guess what their punishment should be? But see, America's too soft. Yes, Zakar, an eye for an eye, because I'm sick of this mess. I'm tired of it. You said when you were younger, you had to pick a switch. I remember the switch, Zakar. I remember that. Sit in the corner, discipline taught us responsibility. Yeah, I did that to my middle nephew. He hated it. He did not want to go to that corner. They put in chemicals in the weed, food, water, everything. You literally can't escape. Yes, it's in the food, it's in the water, it's in the air too, Zakar. You said read the book. She is tripping. Accountability is key, but when the lights go out, we see a lot of dudes is insane too. Mental health. You said they are hunting us down too. 24 hung in 17 months. The Lord is going to destroy a lot of our people. An eye for an eye. Y'all, I'm telling you, I just felt like I wanted to come on here and talk about it because, you know, a lot of people aren't talking on about these subject matters, and it is impacting us all. This is the reason why a lot of people cannot feel safe traveling out at night, going to the gas stations at night, going to the store at night. You don't stop it before I put you in the cage. Stop. A lot of people don't feel safe because you got hoodlums like this frequenting the areas, y'all. Okay. So I just felt like this was a good topic to touch on. It's called Black Card Revoked, y'all. Because like I said, a lot of people don't want to touch on this. And like, you're not keeping it hood, real, and gangster if you're not down for the get down. But y'all, we're not here for this nonsense, right? We want to live well. We want to live joyful, abundant, prosperous lives. You should want to be here for your family, for your children, your future generation, to be here and to experience life in its totality and not to be taken off this globe prematurely, right? That is not why that is not why the divine creator sent you here. So y'all know what I'm going to say. Continue to walk in your divinity. Celebrate yourselves, guys. and as always, stay elevated. This has been an episode with yours truly, Brown Girls Are Beautiful. If you like the channel of substance, this is it for you, right? This is the channel of substance. We're going to talk about a multitude of topics, and consider liking, consider subscribing, consider hyping, share if you care, share if you dare, y'all. And as always, I'm going to say, haben Sie alles einen guten Nacht. It's 10:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I wanted to come on here and address you all. I know it was kind of late for me coming on, but I still wanted to address y'all, okay? And I will see you soon. I'll be talking to you later, guys, all right? So you all take care, all right? And I'll be back on here later. All right, y'all. I'm signing on out. Bye, y'all.